Still getting everything situated. We got a few minutes, 15 minutes until the news comes out. I will be on the microphone telling you guys what we're looking for. Pardon the scratchy voice, pardon the runny nose. I am still fighting this unbelievable cold or flu, whatever, but I will be with you shortly. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everybody has had a fantastic week, a fantastic beginning of the first of the year. Hopefully, your goals and stuff that you set for the new year is coming to pass. Basically, what I'm doing is I've been levered up long since the yearly open because I did take a long position the day before the new year. I took 3 positions because the platform that we use, Bitget, it allows you to use, it does still for anybody not in the US, but it allows you to use, they have 3 different platforms for futures trading. You can futures trade with USDC, USDT, and then naturally the main one that I like, the inverse swap contract. Currently, what I am trying to do is I am trying to take profits on 2 of those accounts. 2 of those accounts are up tremendously because if I pull Bitcoin up over here on the big screen, you can definitely see this yellow line is yearly open. That marks my entry price on those longs, right? And I took those longs like I posted about getting long Bitcoin back then. So you should have done that already. You shouldn't be looking for longs right now today. If anything, we definitely want to see this thing continue higher for sure. But right now, price is dropping a lot further and quicker than I expected. So just bear with me. Let me get these positions situated, please. And I will be with you. On the one account, I'm up over 1,000%. So, just to give you an idea how big I am up on this move. Yeah, that's a 10x. I understand. I'm trying to get the profits. I want to take 70% of what I have on there now, and I'll just leave the rest on. I have the USDT side of the futures platform with very little money in it. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm looking to hold that one open for a short potential. The trade is, guys, let me go ahead and do this and then I'll try to get my profits off. But the trade is this. This is your monthly high. That is last month's high. So if Bitcoin is going to see bearish continuation or downside continuation, that is the last liquidation that needs to occur because you've liquidated everything else. This, as you can see, is also a weekly wick. That just means liquidation wick. That just means that anybody that's short from up here has trailed their stops to down here. This could be what price is looking for. Once price gets above that, if it is going to be bearish, then you would want to see price push above that and then head lower. So your entry naturally would be 18,385 on a short trade. That is, of course, unless Bitcoin continues to push higher and higher and higher. So what I would expect to play out when the CPI number comes out is I would expect a spike up. You'll probably get a pretty good surge above that as you will have breakout traders looking to get long. There's a ton of orders sitting there. Let me just say that, right? Ton of orders sitting there, so I wouldn't even say that you could get a spike up into 18.5 and then slowly drift back down. Once you get back down, that would be the spot where you would mark your risk. I am long. I have a bullish bias. I have had a bullish bias since before the FTX debacle. So you're not going to find, I will take the short for a scalp trade to make money on that account, especially seeing how the other 2 accounts are up so massively right now. It's just like, it's just Bitcoin has been printing money. Last night, I decreased the amount of total holdings that I have on exchange by half, getting prepared for today. So I do want to get these profits while I have them before the news. So I got 6 minutes to get Bitcoin up to 18,253. Let me put another one in at 18,240. All I'm doing here is I am managing the profits that I have now. Well, shit. Every time I try to get in there with it, it just, come on, get up there, take me out, take me out. All right, boom, I'm out. Boom, I'm out on all three. All right, perfect. Beautiful. If you guys got long down there with me, give me yourselves a round of applause. Go ahead, take profits, because in 3 minutes the CPI number is going to come out. Anything higher or lower than 6.5% is going to send this thing flying. All right, so here's where we currently stand with CPI. Let me make sure my freaking microphone is on. Looks like we are live, rolling. We're not dropping frames. Everything should be crystal clear for you. Good morning. Let's go. Man, I can't wait. This is going to be so great. It's great when I can help you guys make money. It sucks on the days that we don't make money, but we're going to make money today. It's a guaranteed fact. Right? We just put so much money back in the bank. It's great when you can pull money out of the market like this. Just basically knowing where to look and when to look there, knowing where to look and when to look there to apply risk. You don't want to just apply risk at any old random spots, and you definitely don't want to do it at any old random time. You definitely want a strategy. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. I give all the information away for free. You will find no trading courses on this channel. You will find no bullshit on this channel. I am a day trader. I do this every single day. I do, however, offer a premium service. It is a Discord membership that costs less than 1 cup of coffee a day, where people can ask me questions 24/7. That is the only thing that I have monetized. I am not looking to build a business off of this because I make money trading. So all I want you to do is to soak up the information that I provide for free on this channel. Use it to build yourself a profitable strategy. That way you can consistently pull returns out of the market on a week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis. 18,385. Here comes the liquidation. 829. We have already liquidated the monthly high on the Bitget platform. That has been brought to my attention. If you are not in the US and you do want to use the Bitget platform, there is a link in the description. Make sure you use code XTSC. That is X-Ray Tango Sierra Charlie. And after looking, it looks like we liquidated it last night. So yeah, that is correct. We have liquidated that wick already. Here comes the number. We did not get the liquidation, so we did not get an entry. I need that number, chat. If you got the number, give me the number. There goes the liquidation right there. So that's your entry spot right there for the short trade. Remember, you just got to get anywhere around that you can get it. It won't tell me. What is the number? 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Good. This is all great news. We will get into why here in a minute, but it is great news. You can see you did liquidate this swing high, which is the daily high, but you have not yet taken out last month's high. As long as last month's high remains intact, that will be a target for the bulls, ladies and gentlemen, for the bulls. So how do we trade this if we're looking for longs? Well, currently you have an intraday support right here at 18.085. I don't know if I'd be looking to take fresh long positions there. So I would wait and see if this bearish candle closes down in here or something, and then look to see if that becomes a trap. If it does, then you can later on look to take long positions. Right now, I think what you're going to see is what you're seeing, a ton of volatility. It's going to be looking to get people on both sides of the market. Where is 1700 hours? 1900 hours is right here. So that's your low of day. You still have a low of day that is untested. There's your low of day. So you just made a fresh daily high, but you did not take out the month. So I'd say bullish entries would be 18 there, roughly in there. Low of day, this is your target. You see how that, I mean, it didn't take out the wick. It didn't get above it, and I expected it to, for sure, do that. But it's close enough. And like I said, if Bitcoin starts to drift slowly away from this price, this will be a long target. So moving a little bit lower today on the CPI news is good, because good CPI news, which is what we've gotten, is basically why you're seeing this pump, this run up. So the CPI, the good news CPI number has already been priced into the market. And what you currently have right now is profit taking. So this will provide a long opportunity later on. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but next week or something, when you get a bearish candle close, you're going to be a bearish daily candle close. You're going to be looking for retests of that price to get long. We just got a spike above it on Bitget. It did not get it again over there. Damn it, man. Bitget showing a much bigger spike. It spiked all the way up to 1844, 45, 1845. Damn. It's hard to believe that, we've been trading in these $100 ranges for so long. It's been almost muted price action, very, very muted. And then since the yearly open, which was 12 days ago, we have moved from $16,530. And on Bitget, we have a printed high of $18,450. That is damn near $2,000 in the span of 12 days. See how the volatility is picking up for the year 2023. But we are bullish. We have a bullish bias. We've had a bullish bias on this channel for a long time. Like I said, we think inflation's topped out. We think the Fed knows what they're doing. We think the Fed is doing the right thing. The Fed thinks the Fed is doing the right thing. The market obviously thinks the Fed is doing the right thing. And the bears have not been winners for a while. All right? So your low, we did buy the low on Bitcoin. We did this live when we traded down here and smoked the swing low. That is where we entered our ultimate long position. So if Bitcoin does not go below $15,512, we do have a live stream somewhere recorded in the books that shows us getting long at the bear market low. As of right now, this is your bear market low. Will this remain the bear market low in the future? I do not know. I do not know. Just because you haven't liquidated that does not mean anything yet. Like I said, we can look at other exchanges here in a little bit and see if you did get the liquidation across the board, because 9:30 is the market open. So at 9:30, this thing could rock and roll right up there and get that. But I do expect that area to be hit. I would love to be able to get a short position in up there, But to be honest with you, this would have been the profit target right there. So I would have been taking the short trade there, exiting it there, and still might be able to. Like I said, when the market opens at 9:30, it may then throw in that liquidation and then roll over. I do believe the market will come off a bit today based solely on the fact that everybody's going to be thinking that that's bullish news for the market. So everybody's going to be looking for longs. I think the market will pull back into support. And that's what we want to see. So that way I can load back up on leveraged longs again. We are absolutely crushing this market. And we have been since this channel has been up and live. Once again, pardon me because I am fighting a vicious cold. Vicious cold. It just will not go away. All right, let me see here. Let's check out and see what other markets are doing. S&P 500, natural reaction, right big smack off there. We got 3-day resistance up there. The S&P 500 has been trading slightly up. Nothing moved up as strong as Bitcoin has from the yearly open. But we do have a couple areas of potential resistance up there. So when we tag those areas of resistance, we would love to see a pullback. I could look for a pullback all the way to 38.45. As long as we're trading above 38.45, then I'm looking for longs. But I'm only looking for longs at bearish daily candle closes. So like I would be looking for a long at 38.91, and that's only if you don't get another daily close under there, right? That area has to hold as support. Or if it does close under support, like it did here, right there, you can see how you barely closed underneath that support zone. So that would have had me waiting, right? I would have been waiting for price to get back above it before getting long, in anticipation of that potentially being a trap, because traps exist. We see them happen all the time. Here was a trap right there. If you look at my crosshairs, right here, that's support. You can see how price closed under it, and then boom, straight up. That's a trap. That is 2-week supply. 2-week supply. So if the market's going to continue to be bearish, you are in a bearish trend. There's no doubt about it. On the S&P 500, you have not pulled yourself into a bullish structure just yet. I would expect it to do so around here. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to see it. You got 1 day, 9 hours left on this 2-week closure. I would not want to see a closure above 39.85 if, wait, what is that? No, that's going to be 39.02. Apologies. 39.63. Apologies. 39.63. A 2-week closure above 39.63, I would call that broken. And probably call it bullish as well. The other day, I brought up to everybody that, while everybody's still so very bearish, and everybody's been bearish for a long time, look at all these chances the bears have had for price to get smoked. All these swing highs. I mean, obviously, price went lower, so as long as you're taking profits on your bearish trades, you're making money, right? The bears have been making money, but the easy money has been to be bullish. That's been the easy money. And it has been the easy money for months. I shorted the dollar at the very top tick. We bought Bitcoin at the very bottom tick. And we've been bearish to the dollar, bullish Bitcoin ever since. We have been taking shorts here and there because we're day traders. We're scalpers. That's what we do, right? We look for trading opportunities inside of every day. Look at the DXY. Boom. Did it liquidate the daily high? No, it did not. Excuse me. I know I sound terrible. I know I sound terrible because somebody told me so. Gotta love it. Just bear with me here. Um, I think it was this one right here. Yeah. Geez, you sound rough. You not well, mate? No, I am not well. I have a cold. Have you never had a cold before? They suck. I got long on the pound dollar yesterday, but it looks like that was stopped out. I got long right here. I took profits on the move up yesterday. You can see I didn't get the move that I wanted. It was just kind of going up the sideways, but I did take profits on that trade. So the Forex counts up nicely. This wick right here would have taken that position out. Naturally, I still want to be long the pound, so I'll have to wait for a new test of support for me to be able to get back long on that asset. But, you know, as long as I'm bearish the dollar, I want to leave my options open to at least be able to take $1 short or $1 long hedge. I can do that through Euro USD or Aussie USD. Probably through Aussie dollar because Aussie dollar has been strong lately. Aussies are more like your risk on, if you will, asset or your risk on pair. We pull Aussie dollar up. You're gonna see here. You know, you've had a nice bullish move off the lows down there. Not as good as the euro though. The euro did move up much higher and quicker than anybody expected. Whoop. Yeah. We were talking about looking for shorts on the euro the other day just as dollar short hedge plays. So, but it's not working. So it's like it's impossible to hedge yourself even because everything is just this is bullish. When you liquidate a massive swing high like that and you get bullish continuation, it's bullish. It's not bearish. Granted, it could take, you know, a couple weeks for the bears to finally show back up. But you're trading under everything on the dollar. Under everything. You can see here yesterday's low. You liquidated that. It's not yesterday's low, but it's a couple days ago. If we go over here to the weekly, you're going to see that you've liquidated pretty much all your weeklies all the way down to 90. You got 101.87. That's your next weekly zone to look for licks. 2 week 101.83, same thing. And then where's your monthly low? The next monthly low for liquidations is all the way down there too. So I mean, you can see If the dollar doesn't find some support somewhere pretty damn soon, you're going to be looking at $101.64. That is the next target lower. I would expect a little bit of support to come in there, as that is monthly support as well. Right there, 101.782. That's going to be monthly support. So if you can't hold at monthly demand, then maybe you stop at monthly support and trade sideways for a month or two. Because this is a blow off top. I mean, it looks to me like a blow off top. This one monthly candle right here took out all those gains. All right. Just in a couple short weeks, you took out literally like 9 weeks of bullishness. That's a blow off top. And we top ticked that. We top ticked it. You can't get a better entry than we got on the short dollar play. Not tooting my own horn or bragging. I'm just saying that so that way the new people that are in here today understand that we are real traders here, right? I'm sure there's market makers and other things that's got better entries than I have, but you're not going to find any other YouTuber or any other Twitter person that has a better short entry than me. If you do, let me know. I will subscribe and follow them because they know what they're doing. And I would rather you follow and subscribe to people that know what they're doing. So hourly support still holding on Bitcoin. Like I said, we could slow down now because we got, 45 minutes until the open. And then the open, we might see that bearish move. But that's good news. I do not know why this will not show me the freaking number. There it is. 6.5. This is the biggest drop that we've had since the CPI topped out in June. So since 9.1, you had 3 months there in a row where you were literally only dropping 0.1%. So inflation wasn't dropping fast enough. So that kept the bulls on the sidelines, cash, just sitting by waiting. And then when we saw those guys throw in 3.6 billion on the SPY twice, that's when we pretty much knew, like, yeah, people are starting to think that what the Fed is doing is working. Also, the Fed pivot is a meme. Stop saying it, please. The market does not need the pivot to happen before it starts to become bullish. The market is forward looking. It is not backward looking. The market looks forward. People try to catch these opportunities early. As for anybody waiting for a VIX blow off top before they start adding to their putting money back into portfolios, they're late. They're very late. Everybody else is late. But us, we're not late. We're right on time. As per usual. You have taken out resistance with that closure there, and naturally that wick has made that a trap. You can see right here, Bitget. Wait a minute, let's get over here. You see right here, well, damn it. There is that monthly high. So the Bitget did throw a wick above it. Sure did. But all is good. Sorry, my girl is leaving and she's got to take my vehicle, so I told her to leave some stuff. I got to fix her tire today. She picked up a nail. And in Florida, we've had a little bit of cold weather the last few days. Cold weather, I don't know if you're driving yet, but most of you are. My audience ranges from 30 to 50. Um, Cold weather makes the flat tire get flatter quicker. So we woke up this morning and her tire is flat. So I have to fix that later today. I mean, the dollar's just trending down. This is a descending wedge formation on the dollar. So naturally, when it threw up this bullish breakout candle here, all your traditional analysis guys that look for stuff like that, like descending wedges and whatnot, were starting to get, bullish again on the dollar. Like, yeah, there's a descending wedge here. There's the breakout, so it's time to get long. And the dollar said, nope. No, no, it's not. Trade talk is still bearish, so we're going lower. We gotta wait on trade talk. I love you guys. Good morning, good mornings, good mornings. It only took out the high. It took out the high on Bybit by $180. Yeah, that would have been the entry for the short, naturally. It's just not giving it to us yet. On the Coinbase exchange, I was unable to catch the short on Bitget as well. So I'm ready now. If it wants to get back up there, I'm ready now. But see, on Bitget, even though it did that on the USDC side of the platform, on the USDT side, on the Tether side, you haven't even made a fresh daily high yet. So we're not too concerned about having missed anything just yet. We want to see that market open and we want to see how it reacts. That's when we could potentially catch that trade. So fear not, we still have a potential trade to catch here this morning. Why isn't it showing my news? You're a little bit late. DXY volatile after inflation data. No shit. Yen jumps, dollar steady ahead of the U.S. inflation data. So does that mean our USDJP? Oh my God, look at that. The yen, USDJPY down 2%. Oh, I love it. Did it make a clear, fresh low? Oh no, not yet. It's going to. It's going to, baby. Yeah. And that's what we like to see because we are short this asset. From up here. That's where we took a short position. So as long as this thing trades away from 151,796, I see no reason to close that position down. None. None at all. And like I said, for anybody that doesn't believe that I got probably one of, if not the best short entry, there you go. Like, how do you beat that? You got to literally get the top tick. And with the spread, that would have been almost impossible. Not impossible, just there might be a handful of guys in the world that did it. Or ladies. It doesn't have to be men. Women make fantastic traders as well. But looking good. Everything looks good. I mean, it just, everything works perfectly like that. It's just, it makes everything better. Just so happy, so grand, so lively. Love waking up to see this. I didn't even know Bitcoin had done that last night until I went to bed. Right? Didn't even know it. I was watching TV and had no clue that Bitcoin had exploded to the upside, pricing in that data. But we did know that the market was looking for a 6.5%. That is just such good news, man. Such good news for the bulls. Core CPI was higher month over month, but it was the expectation. Yeah. Could we look at gold, please, buddy? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go look at gold. Yeah, that's also another reason why it's been having trouble, right? Is because of that. He's talking about this part right there. See, 0.2%. You would want to see that 0.2%. Man, I miss daily effects. Let me try investing.com. I think they do. They got it. Give that a second to pull up. Yeah, gold's bullish. Gold's bullish because the dollar is bearish, right? When you have an asset that trades against another asset, then weakness from one asset will inherently make the other asset stronger. So this is your base currency. This is your base currency. This is your quote currency. The quote currency is always the first currency. The base currency is the second. So if your base currency is weak, then the quote currency should, just go up based solely on that alone. So I'm not too concerned about gold getting this pop. Like, I think people are thinking that this is the market pricing in some tragic thing about to happen because gold is, an inflation hedge, if you will. But nah, it's traded against the dollar. If you got dollar weakness, then you're gonna have gold strength. It's just the way it works. Euro USD. There's nothing good going on in Euro right now. I think they made even higher inflation print last week, higher than the previous month. Bitcoin trying to take out the high of day on USDT. Let me make sure I got everything situated here because we get above that wick. I would like to see it happen around 9:30 because we could take the short then. And remember, our target will be that hourly support because I do believe that the market is already priced in this good CPI number. So I do expect the market to move a little bit lower today, but I mean, it doesn't have to. It does not have to. Market does not have to do anything. Having your stream on the background while trading. So far, not so good. Looking forward to my long to print some money now. Well, it just depends on where you are at. This is my current long portfolio based on percentages. I am looking for entries. Does anything look like a buy zone is close by? I'll look at a couple of them, Brian, but we're currently waiting on a trade entry on Bitcoin right now. But that's a lot of assets to go through. TLT, XLV, XLK, IYT, MPW, URA, EWY, WPM, COPX, and WBD. That right there would take an hour. You know what I mean? Just to look at those. You're going to have to give me a minute. So All right. Basically, do we take out? Yes, we've taken out the previous high, which is today's high. So if we throw up our boxes to show you your daily range here, as this thing is still thinking. What the hell, dude? Come on. Alright. My internet is always broken. So yeah, we did make a fresh daily high. It looks like it's going to push up there, liquidate that monthly swing high, and then roll over. This down here is going to be our bearish target, as that is hourly support. Hourly support. That's only if I get a bearish reaction up here. I am not looking to short a very, very strong asset. Okay? This is not what I'm doing. There is a reason why I'm looking to get short on this. It's because I believe that this market has already priced in the CPI data, and it has been pricing it in for the last 12 days. Yesterday, it had a very outsized move. That's the biggest daily range you've had since the yearly open. Very big day. All right, so here we go on Bitget, getting ready to liquidate the high of day. So we want to see just a peekaboo above, just a little peekaboo. You can set short entries. I don't like setting limit orders, but because you want to see them, you don't know exactly how far up it could go from liquidating all those people. There's a lot of orders up there, so you could see, like I said, a spike all the way to 18.5. So your stop would have to be very wide. Very wide. I would rather let it spike and then take the short entry, then throw my stop above the high and see how it goes from there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to see a wick above. The market's going to say peekaboo, high, buy, right? That's what we want. And then it could roll over and settle somewhere in the 17.8s, 17.9s, somewhere in there for the rest of the day. That would be fantastic. I am not looking for a fresh low of day. However, you did not take it out with this wick, so that is a possibility. But we will be taking profits if it works. That is, if it works. Because just because we enter a short trade does not mean that we will be right. Okay, nobody knows what price is ever going to do, ever. Not me, not nobody. But we do have areas where we can take these high probable trades. And your trade entry is, you have a higher likelihood of it rolling over today, I think, than you do continuation. But that is bullish news. Have we gotten it yet? There we are today. Get the fuck out of here with that. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Right here. Well, I mean, it came in with expectations, 0.3%. Right, this came in. All right. There we go. Right there. So we definitely want to see a fresh hive day. I can't do anything until then. What I'm looking for is a peekaboo above 18,385, maybe to 18,435, somewhere in there. Then I want to see it start to drift slowly away. You still got 20 minutes until the market opens, 23 minutes till the market opens. So price is going to probably lily dally around a little bit. You may get that push up on the open. If you get the push up on the open, then we'll see how price reacts up there. But that's where we want to be looking to take that short entry. We're not bearish on the marketplace. We are very bullish. I just took massive profits before the news came out on two bullish trades that I've had open since 16,530. 16,530 is where my entries were. I took that on 3 accounts. All 3 accounts were liquid, or all 3 accounts were levered up pretty heavily. And I've just every day been looking at it grow and grow and grow. In tools trade talk. Yeah, as of right now, my internet's just lagged up because it sucks. But here we go. I'm kind of watching this more than anything. And then we'll discuss this stuff over here. My VPN would take care of all those pop-ups, but the VPN, it really takes away from my upload speeds, my download speeds. It would make my internet worse than it already is. And we don't want to do that this morning. Man, it's such a great, beautiful morning. The heater just kicked on. Got my coffee right here beside of us. We've already made more money than most people make in a year and 12 days just sitting around watching computer monitors. In no pants. No pants. That's how we do it. We're not wearing a suit and tie right now. We're sitting here, no pants, no shirt. Florida style. Like if we were at the beach. That's how we rock and roll. We didn't liquidate the CPI and wick either. I wish I could pop this chart out. I guess I could do it like this. Here, let me do it like this. All right, so you can see here, this is the Bitget chart. This is today still. It's in today's range. That was your daily high, and it still is. But here's your newsprint high right there. That's the spike from the news. You just took that out. They're starting to get a little bit of a reaction, but it's this high is the target. And the same goes for the other one, the other monitor over here. It's this high that I want to see get taken out. And then I want to see that this high. Then I want to see that roll over. and trade back down to 18,085. That way we can take profits, move our stops to break even, and call it a day. But we're not going to do it until 9:30. Yes, you are putting in a little bit of a 5-minute demand or supply candle right here, and if you feel ballsy enough to short right there and throw your stop there, go ahead. I just think you're probably going to get stopped out. So like you would just mark it in short right now. Stop would go above there. It'd be really tight risk. Then if price does roll over from there, you would need wouldn't give you a 2-to-1. See, it's not a good risk to reward. We look for 2-to-1 risk to reward setups. So price needs to get up here, because if you just move this up, notice how it moves your risk to reward, makes it much better, right? Even if you have to make your stop up here, but we're waiting for the high of day to be put in. Now, when we take the entry, we won't know if that's going to be the high of day or not. If we did, then we'd be trillionaires. And it is bullish news. What we had is very bullish news. What the Fed is doing is working. So the Fed will slow down. Right now, I think yesterday there was a 79% chance that there will be a 25 basis point rate hike. S&P 500 did just liquidate the daily high. So you probably could take that short trade. The fact that it did it before 9:30, though, is suspect. Very suspect. Yeah. Yeah, that's suspect. So price might want to go higher today. It might not want to roll over. Might not want to pull back. I just thought it would. I thought for sure it would. Volume profile doesn't indicate that people are shorting up there. Volume profile indicates that, the volume point of control is roughly around 18 to 15. So that's where the majority of the volume has been placed on today's range. I'd say I'm thinking that's profit taking. I'm thinking that's profit taking more than shorts. If this is short traders, if they got short there, they're probably already liquidated, and thus we won't get a short trade today, because that liquidation is just going to further help price have demand. And if price has demand in the marketplace, it's going to move higher. So just give it a second. Got 15 minutes. You can wait. As far as entries goes for Brian, let me look a couple of them. This is my current long portfolio. I am looking for long entries. New long entries. If that is your current long portfolio, I don't think I would mess with it, dude. When you're in winning trades, you do not have to do anything. The people that have to make moves in the marketplace are the people that are losing money. The people that are losing money, they're the ones that have to shift and make moves. When you're making money, you don't. You don't have to do anything. You just sit back, cross your arms behind your head, lean back in your chair with a big grin on your face. That's all you have to do. Pre-market, you're at 105.62. That's pretty much where you closed yesterday. $100.50 is where I'd be watching for potential entries on the TLT. XLV, I'd be looking for potential long entries around 130, maybe even 132, just somewhere around that. This candle here, I would look for demand to kick in there. I'm going to be so pissed if this ends up being the short entry. So pissed. That's XLY, not XLV. Same price that we've been looking at. It's still there. That's the place. XLK. I'd look for 124.54 to be the area of support. 124.64. It's funny. Tech hasn't moved as much as other things has, but it will. Tech, in my opinion, this is a good, yeah. I would be looking to be a buyer on tech for sure, as long as that holds support on a weekly closing basis. 124.60. I don't know what that is. Obviously, IYT. Same thing. Watch weekly demand. It's going to put you around 215. I mean, you know how to do this, man. MPW. You've been with me for a long time. 1137. Look for that to be demand. No real clear area for long entries on URA. Maybe 1955. EWI. Support is $56. That's where I would be looking for. WPM. We were looking down there, but right there is where the new support should be. 3904. If you get a pullback, 3904 is where I'd be looking for. And then COPX. New support on COPX since the old support held. 3543. Creeps. Is this guy pretending to be a trader again? Are you serious? Hopefully you're joking. I go against you or your favorite trader any time of day. Any day. You just name a place. We can do it on their channel or mine. Anytime, any day. Anybody. Hopefully you're just joking. WBD. It's at support. It's currently at support. 32.35. You get a weekly close under 32.35. See if that ends up being a trap next week. But you're at support on this one. You got a daily support under that, though, that you could get a wick to 32.03, 32.02, somewhere around in there. Pretending to be a trader again. Get the F out of here. That horse shit. All right. 9:30 is about to be here, but you can see that with this bar chart, when this thing topped out, we were expecting that to be the top. But you can see like this 9.1% drop to 8.5 was the biggest drop, right? That's 0.6%. Then you had a 0.2% drop the next month, and then a 0.1% drop in October. So that had people thinking that we were going to see another spike back up. So that kept money on the sidelines. This 7.7% was a nice drop. See, much nicer. You got another 0.5% drop, which made people get a little bit more antsier. Then another 6 there, and now another 6. You're starting to see how you're getting further and further. Excuse me. You're getting further and further drops. That's what you want to see if you're looking to get long. I mean, and that's why we've been all over. That's why we've been long. 6.5, that looks good. Fed's target is 2%, so you're still well off of where the Fed wants this thing to be, but it is trending. This is a monthly chart. That's the only way you can look at this. You are trending lower. Lower, trending lower, right? That's what you want. You want it to trend lower, and you are trending lower, and those gaps are getting bigger and bigger. And that's what we want to see all the way down to 2%. Now, we'll take time to get there. That's why a lot of your talking heads on Bloomberg and whatnot. Our trade is probably not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. This 5-minute demand test was probably it. You're getting ready to hit take profit now. So by getting down here at the open, I don't like it short. I wanted it up here, right? Down here at the open, I don't know. I mean, it more or less suggests that the price is probably looking to go up. So you can still watch 18.085 for potential longs. Just please understand that you're literally trying to get long at the highs, because that's the price. That's the intraday support there. That was our short profit taking area right there. So by buying here, you've missed all of this. By buying there, you've missed all of that. And for, this pretender here, told you that he was pretending to buy Bitcoin on December the 31st. So a day ahead of the very first day of the year. So that was here. Look at the date, Sunday 01 Jan 23. That is January the 1st, 2023. That is your yearly open. That's your yearly opening range. This is where The pretender got long, me. So think about how much price has already moved to the upside by trying to get long up here. If support holds, though, you can definitely look for long and target 18,385. Just make sure you take profits and move your stops to break even, as always, because random market violence exists and you want to protect your trading capital. If you look at the points of control for the volume profile, you can see how the marketplace has been reacting, doing the same thing. We discussed this the other day during a private live stream, right? Volume profile, point of control under the open. That typically suggests bullishness. This being above suggests profit taking. The next day you have a wick, and just a doji. So everybody that was taking profits there at 16,713 caused the next day to be a pullback day. Then buyers step back up again, where at the open, and then the next day you had a range expansion to the upside. There was an area right there where people would have been looking for shorts. Notice how the volume profile's point of control is right above the line. This is where people were taking profits. We're taking profits ahead of a supply zone just in case, because nobody knows what's going to happen. Then you get a pullback day, a bearish day. Once again, point of control at the close of the bearish day. Next day, you get price expansion. Like, you can see it. This is clearly a bullish trend. So I am looking for bullish entries still. I am not bearish. I just would love for it to have a pullback. Where does it pull back to? Where does it stop? I don't know, but wherever it does, that's the price I will be looking to be a buyer again, because I would expect this trend to continue. The near term, it's a near-term trend, obviously. In my opinion, as long as you're above 16,531, you're bullish. That's not just an opinion call. That is also a fact. You're bullish on the week. You're bullish on the month. You're bullish on the year. As long as you're above, well, not the week, because this is second week. So you're bullish on the 2 week, you're bullish on the month, and you're bullish on the year, as long as you're above 16,531, because that is your open. Nice looking candle there. Beautiful. So the SPX pulled back. Let's see if we can find. Let's get rid of the longer term stuff, because now that price has been trading today, it's definitely got an intraday support. Look at where it tested so far. Right? These aren't my levels. I didn't invent this. You do not get any more precise than that. You will not find anybody that is more precise on entries and exits than me. On the 5-minute, it's not very precise. But that's a beautiful tag of it right there. So if you're looking for bullish entries on Bitcoin 18, and I still don't like the risk the risk to reward because of this nasty wick. And also keep in mind, your low of day is there. So your low of day is still intact. This wick did not take out the low of day. Where there's the market open and we're nowhere around where I wanted price to be. So let's look for bullish entries right there. If we start to trend under this price, then we're going to leave it alone. Entries going to be 18,085 to the upside. We're looking for profit targets 18,385. That is only if price stops here. We do not want to see it start to trend under by closing 5-minute candles under. That's not what we want, but it is offering up a potential long opportunity. Where would I put my stop? At this point, you don't know yet because you're still pushing hard under there with this. So what you could do is you could wait for Bitcoin to set a new low under and then get long and then use that as the stop. But remember, if you're closing 5-minute candles under this white line on the S&P 500, I don't like the long because I wanted the short trade. If you did and was ballsy enough to take that short trade at that 5-minute supply, you need to exit that position now. All right? You need to exit that position now because if this is going to be a long, the target is 18,385. So the setup looks something like this, depending on where this thing stops, if it stops. If it stops. I can imagine that short sellers will be taking profits here. But you could still see this thing trend under. All right, so there's your first 5-minute closure under the area. Not what I want to see for bullish entries. Now, the trade was a short the whole time. That's what we were looking for, but we just did not get what we wanted. Look how close it came. It just didn't get it. And that really sucks when that happens. But it is what it is, right? Looks like they want to basically keep it going. Today will be the pullback. Today, you got too many people taking profits on this good news. And like I said, breakout traders and retail and everybody's going to be like, this is good news, so we're buying it, right? Yeah, not necessarily. Just because of this good news, it doesn't mean you're going to be bullish today. The market's already priced that good news in potentially. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. I think we're going to see the market pull back for the rest of the day. It just didn't give us our entry. It happens. It happens. Damn it. But you can see how it did, in fact, push right back up into that. And then, boom, this is the target. This would have been my target. Then I'd have moved to stop the break even and then see what happens for the rest of the day. It's still a little bit early. This is just the second print, the second 5-minute print. The S&P 500 did make a fresh low of day already, so this could still end up working out. We'll see if we hold support. It is an oogly candle. Damn it. I don't see any other comments from creeps. Whatever. All right, so we're going to be looking for 21 minutes on this hourly close. Naturally, an hourly close back above 39.68 would be good. A close under it would be bad for the bullish trade. You could pull back for the next 6, 3, 4, 5 days back down to 38.92. If you did, that's where I would look to be a buyer. You pulled back to the point of control. Big volume here. Lots of profit taking going on. Lots of sellers stepping up there. Why would they step up there? I have no clue. It was there before the news happened. So it makes sense that it would still be there. So if it does end up moving away from this zone, just use this little swing low for your risk. The trade was clearly a short. We just did not get the liquidation. So that's why I'm leaning a little bit more like maybe today is going to be a bullish day. It's already a bullish day. If I put Bitcoin on the daily down here, it's a bullish day. The day, the candle is bullish. But you're barely up. You're only up like 0.8%. There's your daily. But anything above the open is good. Where is that open? There. There's the open. There's the low. We're giving price a little bit of time down here to see if it wants to build in a little bit of support. We're 15 minutes in. Well, 12 minutes into the open. And we know that that is hourly support. And we also know that the volume profile is, the point of control is just above us. If you want to take the entry now and use the current wick low, this thing here, to manage your risk, you can do that. But I wouldn't, as long as you're trading under this, closing under it, and trending under it. I don't love it for a long. Yeah. We called it, we just couldn't nail it. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. It happens all the time. It happens to me, it happens to everybody. You barely get in there, you miss your entry. Either A, it doesn't get hit, or B, you just misses it. So we're pushing down to the open. I don't know if I would take the long trade at the open. You're welcome, Brian. Which video can I watch to learn how to use the VPN tool? Because Bitget. AK, if you're in America, you can't use Bitget anymore. If you signed up before December the 2nd, then and you have Bitget, you're fine. You're still going to be able to do everything like, before, but just new people they're not allowing because of the US regulations. Since FTX screwed a lot of people. I don't have a video on how to use a VPN. Plus, I don't recommend that you do use a VPN. I use a VPN specifically to block my website traffic and to hide my IP address, not to do illicit and illegal things. Basically, it's also it hides ads and stuff like that, right? When I'm browsing the internet, I don't want websites spying on me and taking my information, where I've been, what I've been looking at. That's what I use the VPN for. You'll have to look on YouTube and just search the word VPN. I'm sure you'll find videos all over YouTube about how to use a VPN. And well, I'm not going to say who I use because, well, let's just be honest. It's not the greatest in the world. It is a good one. It's just my internet sucks, so it's not fair to say that about it. DXY pushing back up. Guys, we were looking for the short. I just couldn't get it. That was where I was looking for my entry. Um, Clearly you did not liquidate the monthly high. That just means that in the future this will be a bullish target, which is good news. Could that hold at the open? Could price push down to the open, hold, and then be bullish the rest of the day? It's possible, but just manage your risk. This is low of day right there. So at the very least, I would probably want to see a liquidation of the low of day. The S&P 500 already liquidated the low of day. That wick right there took out the low of day on the S&P. All right. Your low of day was somewhere way up there. You already liquidated the low of day on the S&P. You're well beyond anything that I would suggest as a pullback. So if you range this, you can see you are way under anything that I would say is just a pullback. It's just, it's one of those things. If I'd have been paying attention to Bitget, I could have gotten in there. But to be fair, like I said, on the side of the platform that I was going to be trading, on the Tether side, you did not get above that wick. You did not liquidate today's high. It looks the same as this. You got last night you had a spike up, and that remained to be the high. Today on Coinbase, you did make a fresh daily high and then rolled over. But what we wanted to see a liquidation on that monthly high, not just the daily high, the monthly high. That's the liquidation we wanted. Then we were going to take that short entry. 18,085 was our target. And you can see that has clearly played out. But it did not translate to any P&L. So it don't matter. You can make the right call 1,000 times a day. If you can't turn that into money, it's useless. Right? It's useless. Game over, says Aaron. Yeah, it could be. We'll see. Let's see if we just push down to the low right here. See what happens at the open. Hell, who knows? Maybe we'll do something wild and crazy and take a long down there at the open. It's unlikely, but we'll see. What happens when we liquidate this? Maybe it does become bullish again. I mean, yesterday was a big day. Nice, big, strong day. Beautiful day. Broke out above support or old resistance. And I would love to see bullish continuation from that. That's the resistance I'm talking about right there. Right? I would love to see bullish continuation, at least from there. So maybe we do get down to the open. Maybe it does take out this swing low. Maybe it does get a bullish pullback or a bullish bounce. It's not the high probable trade. The high probable trade was the short at 18,385 down to 18,085. So $400 move. That would have been a nice gain on the P&L. I catch the short and made $700. You are the best. Good job, Roland. Fantastic, my friend. I love to see it. Love to see it. Now make sure you don't give that money back. Wait till tomorrow to look for our trades, all right? Because there's opportunities in the market every day. You don't want to give that money back. You want to you want to be done for the day. I made $700 today, so I'm done. Right? Not trading no more today. Now I'm gonna play Modern Warfare, or do whatever you do. Whatever you do every day, do that. Don't trade no more. Don't give the money back. When you make money in the market, do not give it back. You want to be stingy with that money. You want to keep that. Do you have a Frontier? Do you have Frontier where you are at for internet? No, I do not. Yeah, I use a mobile hotspot for my main AT&T's my main home internet. That's the internet that I use to handle all my devices and to stream movies and whatnot like that. But whenever I go live, I use that mobile hotspot because it has faster upload speeds than my home internet. Verizon is laying fiber through here, so it's just a matter of time I will have good internet. But I don't, as of right now, the AT&T is literally my only choice. There is this one, it's probably like Frontier where it's some random dude who has some kind of internet and company name I've never heard of, but I'm sure all he is doing is just using AT&T or Comcast to pimp as his pimp. You know what I mean? And he's just charging you more money for the same internet. I can't get Comcast because where I live it's an AT&T zone, and I'm so far out from AT&T's box, I guess, that the signal, no matter what, the signal is just not, it's too far away. So you can see that you're testing the open right now on Bitcoin. I would like to see it push under the low of day before getting long. And remember, it's not a high probable trade. So if you try to get long down here, you're probably gonna lose money. The high probable scenario has already played out. It just missed us. Just missed us by a hair. By a fraction. This white line is the low of day. This white line is the daily open. And this is intraday resistance. I mean, support. Which could end up ultimately acting as resistance. So maybe you have a new operating range from here to here. Today is Thursday, so we got one more day on the week. The dollar pulling back, retesting the news candle wick. That's fine. We've seen that happen before because that creates an inefficient zone, if you will. So long, manage your risk under the low of day somewhere, and all you're hoping for is a push back up for today to close out the day bullish. Profit target on even something like that could just be this, if that is the width of your entry and stop. That would be over a 2-to-1 risk to reward. But if it's going to go up, then I think you'll get another shot at 17,970 as the entry. We got 3 minutes left on the hourly close. That will mark the new intraday support. So wherever this candle closes, that will mark the new intraday support. And then you could potentially watch that price moving on for the rest of the day to see if you get any more closes under that price. If you don't get any more hourly closes under that price, then that price could potentially be the entry point. Do I have a limit order anywhere? No, I do not. I got filled on all my positions before the news for taking profits. I did throw a random market order out at 17,966 just to see if it's going to bounce off the open. But it's not a high probable scenario, and I don't expect it to work out. Okay? I made so much money on those other two trades that I can afford to risk a couple $100 to see if, now that we've pulled back down into this stuff here, if it does indeed want to be a bullish day. But the reason I didn't say anything is simple. It's not the trade that we were looking for, right? It's not the high probable scenario. This short. From here to here. That was the high probable area. That was your operating range. Under the operating range is not typically where you want to look for entries. So like if I show you this on the hourly, you'll see it better. So like you can see how this. All right, we'll leave hourly support up and we'll pull this up here. Let's call this what it is. So you can see how the range was set where your hourly candle bodies were. Boom to boom, right there. Right, that's your highest hourly close for the bullish side, your lowest hourly close for the bearish side there. So that marks the operating range. This is your dealing range. This is where operators are operating. You got sellers here and buyers here. It doesn't matter if you're short or long. You're still a buyer here always and a seller there always, right? Always. So sellers were looking for entries in this or upon any liquidation. The liquidation just gets you in at a better spot. It just gets you in at the very high point, if you will. But to wait on back to operation, then that is entry. You're a seller. Boom. Stop. Boom. Where are you going to take profits? Here. Why? That is support. We know that the market has shown us that it does have the ability to get down there, and not only get down there, but close and open candles there. So there it is. When you have something like this, that is a breakdown, right? You're breaking down below support. Now, we do know that traps exist, and you could have an hourly candle go all the way back up and take out this high, but it's not likely. The likelihood or the high probability remain inside of this box here. This is the high probability. This is the area that we know that the market has a high probability of being in, moving in. This stuff right here. This is where our trade takes place, our expansions, 90% of the time. If we're lucky enough to get top ticks on shorts, we always only take it to here. So if you're going to see continuation lower, you don't want to see a close back above this. Because if you do get back above this, then this could potentially act as support again. Right? Because we do know that traps exist. So this is your daily open. The daily open. So now, as far as your daily candle is concerned, this also begins to become an operating range, because it is an area where the market opened on the day. So there, as long as you're not closing candles under that, could be a place to look for entries back up to the operating range here. There to there. There's your low of day, and liquidations happen often. So that's why I said I would rather wait on a lick under that and then instantly see it go back to the upside. Then entries could be here. Moving forward on the rest of the day, if you want to buy the very top daily candle inside of this bullish range, then you do not want to see an hourly close under this price. Right here, 17,993. This, you want to see this be the lowest close of the day. For the rest of the day, you want to see bullish hourly, bullish hourly, bullish hourly, bullish hourly, bullish hourly. You see what I'm saying? Any more bearishness is going to be not good. It's going to look more like the daily range is going to be set in stone, and it is going to be a pullback day, a profit-taking day. Today was a day of taking profits. That's why we were looking for the sell trade. Okay? That's why. So I can't condone you taking a bullish entry here. It didn't do what we wanted to. We wanted to see the wick above that, as then we could have taken that market order short. We wanted to see price trade up, just peekaboo above that, and then instantly do something like this. Right? That's what we wanted to see. That's what we were waiting on for entry. Roland did not wait for that. Roland just sold it somewhere in here. I don't know what he was risking against, right? But it don't matter. He made $700. That's what matters. Whether it was luck or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is he was able to put more money in his P&L. But that was the high probable scenario based on everything that we've seen coming into today. We were looking for today to be a profit-taking day. I took profits today, right? When the stream began, that's what I was doing. I was busy positioning, taking my positions that were currently open and running and in profit. I was taking that and adjusting it. That's what most professional traders were doing today. We were selling into the news, taking profits into the news. This move right here was a very nice expansion. So when you see something like this a day before a big news event, if the trend is moving higher, like if you have a bullish trend and you see a very big strong up day the day before the news, then you want to pretty much prepare yourself to take profits before the news if you're in the position already. If you're not in the position already, then you are more than likely going to be looking for selling opportunities, because you know that most people are going to be taking profits. And by those people taking profits, that just puts a whole lot of selling pressure on the daily range. But have no fear, because this is good. It allows price to slowly drift away from a clear target for the future. Retail calls this a double top and sees this as a selling opportunity. They don't see it for what it really is. Were they right on this scenario? Yes, they were. Absolutely. But not because it's a double top, because all the professionals were taking profits today on this expansion up from yesterday. Yesterday's range was the biggest bullish day. So that's definitely going to have people taking profits. We always take profits, always. What good is keeping a position open if you don't realize some of those gains? So I already realized gains naturally when I opened the position down here. But what I did here is because I left 30% of the position still open. And that 30% of that position size was still levered up. So ultimately, this big move up right here caused my P&L to go up a lot. So I went ahead and cut it back down to 70 more percent. I took 70% more profits off the table. So essentially, I paid myself twice on one entry. This entry, paid myself on the move up. And then since we got that, I was like, yeah, today's definitely a selling day. Today is definitely a selling day. Now, whether or not the buyers pick back up or not, time will tell. The price you will be watching for potential bullish entries, if you think today is going to be bullish, is 17,995. You should not see a daily or an hourly close under this candle's close if price is going to migrate back to the upside. And that's a big if. But yeah, the open of the day is always a good spot to look for entries, at least for the bounce. So, like, if you opened a position here at the open, you should be taking profits now. Then you can move your stop up to break even. So if you just, wherever you put your stop, under the low of day, for instance, and you got in on this push lower, you would just pull your stop loss up to your entry. So that way, if price does resume back to the downside, you get knocked out of the position, but you don't lose any money. You made money. You made money. And that's the goal. So you can be a counter trend trader. You just have to be nimble. You have to be able to get in and then get out with your money. So like right now I'd be taking profits 18,105. Boom, that would have just filled it. 18,105, you see, boom. Now you just set your stop loss. Entry for that market order on me was 17,966. So now I go ahead and put my stop loss at 17,966. So now I cannot lose money no matter what happens. And I booked 23% with gains. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to continue to go up. I think today was a taking profit day. A day to take profits. And those are great days, right? They're always great days. Especially when you're closing down positions that are just massively up. Phenomenal. Phenomenal day. Celebrate today. We'll have lobster for dinner. It's going to be delicious. Gotta love it. Tony the Fish in the house. Just opened a second stream on my phone, and now I've got stereo double Heath voice. So you're Tony the Fish, Anthony Chioli. Do you have any limit order here? I read that. Could today be a day to buy stocks for a long term on this pullback, i.e., Tesla, Apple? Yeah. Let's see what they're doing. They're probably selling off today, right? Because you got a lot of stuff. But yeah, today I would start looking for bids on Tesla. Yes, I would. As long as you're trading above 118.47. Okay? That is your yearly open. Notice how you have not been able to close a daily candle under that price. That suggests to me that this is where buyers are. Yes, that's the place that I would be a buyer. I would manage that risk off of that swing low. I don't know if you're going to get another chance to buy it there today, but you might. But yes, for sure. You're probably, I don't know why. I know a little bit why they're not being able to meet up there's just not much demand for Tesla's cars in China right now, so they had to lower the prices on them. Plus, Elon Musk, he's been dealing with Twitter and all that stuff, so he's not really, doing much good for Tesla as a company. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on with Tesla. That's why we've seen a massive sell-off. Plus, people that tried to buy it early, like up here, these 3 weeks right there, that was more or less a squeeze. I think this could potentially be your final capitulation on Tesla. I think you want to be a buyer on Tesla as close to 118.47 as possible. Absolutely. But make sure you're only doing that with money that you can afford to lose, as we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But yeah, Tesla's ready. Am I a better trader than Nancy Pelosi? The answer to that, Gogaplex, is no, because she has the ability to make the markets move. I do not. I do not. So, in a sense, she kind of sort of does have a crystal ball. She definitely has an edge over me. Although I think they're looking for a new Speaker of the House. Well, I don't know if Nancy Pelosi was even the Speaker of the House. I don't know what she does anymore. I don't care. I think what she's doing is highly illegal. But the way she hides behind that is, it's my husband, not me. But still, I think that is highly illegal. Should be if it isn't. Yes, they can invest, but man, it's very, very bad when you have the ability to actually move the market. Euro USD looks like a liquidation to start a downside trend. No, I wouldn't call it a downside trend. What I would call it is a pullback, if it does, right? Because if it was going to roll over, it had all of the chances to do that here. Now you're trading well above that. As far as starting the trend that you have started is up. As long as you are trading above this price, one spot 07039, you are bullish on the year, not bearish. If price gets back under 107.039, then you can start looking for bearish entries up and around that. All right, because then it looks like it's trying to set a downside trend. As of right now, there's nothing that suggests it's going lower. It did liquidate that. And I had that marked earlier, but it was on a different chart. So, yeah, we could absolutely see a pullback. We could. But as long as it's above that yellow line, it's bullish. It's bullish. And if you get under it and then you start looking for short entries, you're good. But if you get back above it, say in Q2, if Q2, say all of Q1, you trade under 107.039, then yeah, you have plenty of opportunities to look for shorts in the whole quarter. Like, you can look for shorts on every swing high. But if Q2, like the beginning of Q2, it gets back above this, I would be so damn bullish. so damn bullish it wouldn't even be funny. Because what that tells me is the yearly trend looks like it wants to go higher. We've discussed this in full. Use your while you got some free time, use a 12-month chart, mark up your yearly opens, right? Yearly open, make sure you mark them up. That's Jan 21. So let's just go put 21 there. So that way we can see it. I want you to go all the way back into your daily. And give my internet time to catch up. And see how it played out, right? So there it is, right there. There was the first day of the year in January 21, right? There's your open on the yearly range. First few days, first week, boom, bullish. Then you broke down. Look at this pullback right back into the yearly opening range. That would have been what? A sell for sure. Why? Because you're under it. That's why. That's it. And then you could have watched this stuff. You could have been looking to be a seller at most of your swing highs. Here was another opportunity. Look where it tested, dude. This is a daily time frame. One day, boom, yearly opening range test, short. Right? March, April, May, you're right back up into it again. So, another opportunity to look for shorts. Yeah, probably. Unless price gets above this and starts to trend higher. Then you switch your yearly bias to bullish. And then any pullbacks back into that, you would look for bearish entry or bullish entries. But even then, when you got above it there, under it, above it, under it, and this was the breakdown, to me, this would have been the signal candle. I would have been watching this zone here for shorts. And I would have nailed it right there. That would have been my entry. And boom. It was also all the other pro trader entries. Pretender. Oh my God. I've given away so much more useful free data on this channel than you're going to find anywhere else. Here's another one. Jan 22, fresh yearly open. Look how price trades around it, back under it. Now here, looking for a short, you would have got squashed. But like I said, you got to wait for these closes. This day closed up above it. So if anything, you'd have been looking for longs there. You would have got stopped out here, naturally. You were wrong. Boom, boom. But then what happens? It goes back up for a retest. Right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. You had an opportunity to be a seller. And you caught a nice trend. Right? And you never came back to it. That set the trend for all of 2022. And you never came back. Never came back. Never came back. This is parity. You didn't stay under parity very long. Now you're moving up. So the yearly trend is just getting started. It's not set in stone yet. It's just getting started. There will be opportunities for us to nail nice trades this year. We're going to nail some good ones. This year, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm telling you, right now. Because this year, you're going to do much better than you did last year. And the only thing that you changed is you subscribed to this channel. So I disagree with you right now, but that's only because of that price is objectively above the yearly open. If you get under the yearly open, then I objectively agree with you. Same goes for Bitcoin. I cannot and will not be bearish on Bitcoin for 2023 until I'm under, or until price is under 16,531. That objective price right there. As long as you're above that, you're bullish on the year. And any pullbacks into this, you have to look for bullish opportunities. Unless you get a daily close under it. Then you're going to have to sit back and wait for more data to see, is price making a joke here? Is it trying to make a trap? Is it trying to draw people off to the sell side? You know what I'm saying? And that could take 5 to 6 days to 2 weeks to play out. That's how we nailed this short. I know people that follow me and that's been following me for a very long time are getting sick and tired of hearing me talk about this. But you have to remember, we get about 1 to 2 new subs every day, okay? So those 1 to 2 people might not heard it. That's how I was able to short this. That's why I was able to short this. And I even told everybody before I shorted it that I was going to short it there if it could not get any bullish momentum away from it. It's the yearly opening range. This is your yearly open right there. Look at the date, Saturday, 1 Jan 2 January 1st, 2022. You did not take it out here, but was that a selling opportunity because you were under the level? Yes, it was. Did it provide any gains? Yes, it did. Same scenario here. Watching resistance. Did it provide any gains? Yeah, it did for a week. Here, it got above it. So, my crew, the people inside the Discord, I'm telling them the whole time, we have to wait. We have to wait. Why? Well, we're not getting any bullish momentum away from the level. So, we're looking for shorts still, especially if we get back under it. We got short on this day, right there. We got back under it. We shorted it. Stop above this day's high. Boom. I had a bear market target of 26K. As soon as this got hit, I closed down that short position. Not all of it. I left a lot of it on to catch any downside continuation. And from there to there, I was bearish. All right? I was bearish. We were bearish up here too. But we were watching a trend line up here. And we were waiting on the Fed to actually start the rate hiking cycle. Once they did that, that's when we switched our bias to bearish. And then over here, we were bearish. So trade talk community was bearish here. Trade talk community's been bullish here and here. We're bullish. We've been bullish here. Right? FTX happened. That's why we're down here. You delete the FTX debacle, I could see Bitcoin trading at 26K right now. You take the FTX debacle, gone. Get it out of there. Pretend it never happened. Bitcoin in reality is trading at 26K. More than likely. But it did happen. So we have to take that into account. And we have to use that in our analysis. But I am one of the best price analysts on YouTube or anywhere that you can, YouTube or Twitter. There's no doubt about it. And as of right now, and until we get below 16,531, I have a bullish bias. A bullish bias. Okay? When you get under 16,531, that means you are now bearish on the year. That means your yearly candle is now bearish. Then you can look for bearish entries. It's that simple. And we do that on the yearlies, the quarterlies, the monthlies, the weeklies, and the dailies. The same analysis that I use on the yearly, I use on the daily. It's the same. It's just the targets are smaller, right? The targets are smaller. Are you the real plan B? What's up if you are? I've never met you. But yeah, you're not the only one learning secrets here. Everybody is. And they're not, I'm not teaching you guys anything other professional traders don't already know. You know what I'm saying? They're just not talking about it. They're just either they're not talking about it or they just don't know. Or they want to use other ways to analyze price. They want to use head and shoulders and flashy stuff like that. People love to hear about rising wedges and descending channels and head and shoulders and cup and handles and you know what I mean? It makes them feel like they're a part of something. When you got some guy named Trade Talk that's just talking about objective price levels, that's just old boring stuff. It doesn't mean anything, right? Clearly, it does, because I'm one of the most accurate traders out there as far as making calls publicly. Am I right all the time on my calls? No, I am not. All right, I'll show you one right here that did not work out. Where does it is? There does it is. Right here it is. This one did not work. I do not get them all right. It's impossible to get them all right. But there it is, right? I said, basically, if you wanting to look for shorts on Aussie yen, I think you can do that now. I think now it's going to probably go lower. Where is Aussie yen? Let's go and embarrass ourselves for free. There's Aussie yen. I was freaking wrong, dude. That's the level that I said you could start looking for shorts. I mean, yeah, it worked out in the long run, but it took a couple days. Right? It took a little while. It was this level right there. It was just that weekly high. So, yeah, I mean, now the short worked, but it didn't work on the day that I called it. All right? It didn't work on the day that I called it. It's working today. So now, moving forward, if you want to short Aussie yen, you can look for shorts around 91.059. I am not drunk. I just sound drunk. Not drunk at all. uh, yeah, that's that. So we'll see what happens moving forward on Aussie yen, but I mean, still it's above the yearly open, so I mean, I don't have a bearish bias on it. The only reason that I was saying that you could even potentially be looking for those shorts was because of the liquidation above that wick. That's the reason, right? That's the reason. Above that weekly high, if it was going to roll over, I figured it would do it then. And it has rolled over now. It took a couple days. Sometimes my calls are just a couple days early. How old am I? I am 42 years old. I know I sound like I'm 50. I've been a smoker my whole life. Plus, I'm fighting a very vicious, vicious cold. So, yeah. Thank you for sharing your time and your thoughts. I really enjoy, respect, and appreciate you and how you stream. Rare to find someone that's nice to listen to with no hyperbole and authentic. Cheers. Thank you, Beardy. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Just forgot, just hit the like button. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, really appreciate it. Absolutely. You will learn something here for sure, I promise. If you know what I mean, if you stick around. I've almost repaired my account from my mistakes FTX day. Yeah, FTX screwed a lot of people, Drew. A lot of people. It ain't just you. I heard something on the news the other day. It looks like they found like $5 billion or whatnot. There's still $3 billion that are missing. So I don't know if people will get their money back. I seen someone asked me something. Please check JP Morgan for along. Let's go look at JP Morgan. You would think that banks would be doing good because of higher interest rates. Yeah, you should have been buying banks since you known about rate hikes. You should have been buying banks. Is interest rate hikes are going to help banks make money, right? Because they get to charge you a higher interest rate on the loans that they provide to you. That's how banks make their money. So in a zero interest rate environment, banks they go down, but in a high interest rate environment, banks go up. Usually. It's not the case for all banks, but man, looking for a long now, you're trying to buy the highs. So you're going to need to wait for a pullback for sure. So you got to find an objective level of support. That objective level of support, the first one would be 132.40, as that would be an area of potential demand. And then the next area of support, 129.29. I would not be a buyer up here at all. At all. especially since you just liquidated last month's high and you're trading above it. Now, this could be the next bullish target, 143.93, but the problem is whoever bought down here is going to be taking profits through here. So you need to wait on that pullback. Once you get a pullback, you find an objective support level the way that you've learned to do here, then you look to be a buyer. Okay? Do not chase price. Buying up here is the exact definition of chasing price. If you are buying well above resistance, if you are buying well above support, if you're buying the highest candle in the uptrend, you're buying the top, potentially. So what I mean by that, I know a lot of people say, you're buying the highs. How do you know it's going to be the high? I don't know that this is going to be the high. And in reality, this probably won't be the high in the future. You'll probably have higher candles in the future, but you're buying the high today. Today, it is the highest closing candle since March 31st of 2022. You're buying the high. So your bullish trend started here, right? This was your pullback. This was your opportunity to look to be a buyer in there somewhere. So first area that I would have been watching for support would have been there. Clearly, you broke down from there. So then I would have been watching here. And then clearly, you broke down from there. Here, I would have been watching. Guess what? This time it held. That is when you want to be a buyer. Right? You can watch daily closes at these weekly levels. Unfortunately, if you bought it here, you got stopped out on this day. That's how trading works. It gapped down below your entry. It gapped down below that because while you were asleep, while the markets were closed, the Asian session was selling it off. You're going to take losses. You're going to have to finesse the strategy a little bit. You're going to have to get some time under your belt. But there are things that you can watch, things that you can look for to help you, right? First and foremost, we don't like being a buyer under the 21 daily exponential. It's a fast moving average, but if you're trading under it, closing dailies under it, we don't like to be a buyer. We would rather wait until we get that clear trending move above it before we look to be a buyer. So if you would have just done that, you would have only eaten one stop. You would have eaten only one stop. And then this would have made up for it. But you don't want to buy something that's clearly printing divergence either. Right? You clearly have bearish div going on there. So wait for a pullback. Wait for that divergence to play out. Wait for the pullback. Then look to be a buyer on JP Morgan. Yeah, you got to wait. All right, and it looks like I pretty much got all the major. GoGoPlex is DXY as support. It's at, yes, it is. Here is the DXY. And then Vic Rune says, boss, please ignore this guy. We've been here for more than 2 years because we know the pretender is better than is real. Oh yeah, I know. I was just busting balls right back. If people want to bust my balls, they must understand that I will bust theirs right freaking back. I know I don't have to prove anything. You're not going to find anybody that gets better, tighter entries than me. They just don't exist. I've been watching and listening to crypto Twitter for 2 years now. There's a lot of people out there that talk the talk, but they definitely don't walk the walk. I walk the walk. I show you my entries. I show you my losses. I show you everything. We take trades live on YouTube together. They don't do that because they can't. They don't have a winning strategy. It's at monthly support, potentially. So, like, this is support right there because that's the close. So you're not at support, but you are under potential demand. So anywhere in this gap could potentially end up it could find support. Yes. Yes, it could. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I'm still going to hold my short positions, seeing how I top ticked the short trade. Probably all the way up until we get up into here. If we get up into here, then I'll probably realize the rest of the profit and call it a day. As long as we're trading under like 111, I'm not closing that short position. In fact, I would probably enter new short positions somewhere along the way. And the way to enter short positions on the DXY would be simply to go long pound or long Aussie or long euro dollar. That's how you short the dollar. You just long the asset that is the quote currency, as long as the DXY is the base currency. Would actually love to see a trade challenge. From an observer standpoint, it would be entertaining, but I don't think it's good for the trading psychology. It's not, because whoever was to take up the challenge, like if someone were to take up that challenge, like if someone, like if one of the bigger accounts, and when I say bigger accounts, I just simply mean a YouTuber or a Twitter guy that has, over 100,000 subs or followers, if they are just secretly sitting back watching and not saying anything, if they obviously was like, I'll take up the challenge with you, we'll do it on my channel, then that would give me, an opportunity to stand out. That's not going to do anything for them. You know what I mean? The only thing it's going to do is it's going to put their credibility on the line, but at the same time, give me clout. They're not going to do that. But if they do, if they want to, I will take it. I will take it up with them. We don't even have to use real money. I don't care. We can do it however you want to do it. If you want to use real money, you don't want to use real money. You want to do it on your channel, you want to do it on my channel. I don't care. I am not afraid. We can do live streams together, split screen, every single day, 5 days a week. You pick the time. We'll stream side by side. But yeah, it's not good for it's definitely not good for trading psychology for sure. It wouldn't be, and I don't even think that it would provide the audience any value other than to be able to say, well, clearly that guy's better than that guy. And at that point, it's just about cockiness. It's just about the ability to brag. When I say stuff like that, I'm not saying it so that way I can appear to be cocky or I want you to think that I'm the best. I'm not saying it for that. I'm literally saying it because I know my strategy works, right? And I know I can go toe to toe with the best of them. I can. I do it every single day live anyways for free. Right? I do it every Tuesday and Thursday for my channel just because I'm trying to help you guys understand the strategy. I wouldn't even be trading live on YouTube if it wasn't for that. A lot of people they still just don't understand what I'm doing. So by me doing it live in front of you and talking you through a position and why I'm thinking about taking the position and all that, it goes a long way in helping you understand. Remember, we don't look for liquidation day trades every day, right? Because we know in a trending market, you're likely to lose money. It's only in high risk news event days that we look for that liquidation trade, that liquidation break. Because we know, we've seen it time and time again, that on a very high event risk driven day, the markets will often times liquidate both sides of the market, either the high or the low of day, thus giving us an opportunity to jump into that momentum, right? Because all we're trying to do is pull a little bit of money out of the market by capturing a small portion of that move. We're not trying to nail the very tip top of the market so that way we can brag and say, look, we nailed the top. Because if you try to do that here, you got stopped out. If you try to do it here, you got stopped out. If you try to do it here on this day, you got stopped out. You see what I'm saying, right? If you waited for this liquidation break, maybe you didn't lose money on this day. Maybe you made money on that day. If you try to do it on this day, you lost money. If you try to do it on this day, you lost money. You get where I'm going. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's only on the high event risk days that we try that, because that's when it has a higher probability of working out. That's all. We are trend traders. We like to trade with the trend. And typically on the smaller scale, like when we're looking for the day trades, we're trying to nail the weekly high or the weekly low. That's the best way to basically get in a small trend, like a weekly trend. If you can nail the weekly high or the weekly low, like if you nail the weekly low in a bullish trending market, that's going to be a bullish trending market for that week, then man, you're going to be in a nice trade all week, right? That's what we're literally trying to do it. That's also why we go live on Tuesday and not Mondays, because we know that a lot of times the marketplace, high or low of the week, will be in by Tuesday. It didn't work this week. This week it opened up bearish and just kept going. Like I said, everything works in trading, just not all the time. Here's Monday. Sunday, you closed bullish. Monday, you closed bullish. So if you shorted Tuesday expecting this to be the high of the week, you were wrong. You got stopped out. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen a lot of the time. But when we're trying to catch trades inside of the daily range, we're just trying to catch a little move somewhere in here to somewhere in there, like that, right? We do that by using these operating ranges here. These are your operating ranges. These are where the volume is gathering. This is where the money is being made. Once supply or demand moves out, then you get your trending move, right? If there's more demand occurring than supply in this consolidation, then eventually you get the break, one way or the other. And since we have been breaking out to the upside, that's why we've been looking for the bullish trade at the support. This one obviously was a fake out move. Were you able to make money? Yes. Even though you were on the right side, you had an opportunity to buy support right there. You had an opportunity to take profit right there. And if you didn't, you got stopped out. And then price took off. And then you were like, market makers, man. Blah, blah, blah. They're always taking my money. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? No, you just need a system in place. This is why we always take profits, because we don't know what's going to happen. It's impossible. Last Friday during NFP, I couldn't get my internet to work good enough to stream during NFP, but the Discord watched me made money to the upside, and then I turned right around and shorted it, and then they watched me make money to the downside. I don't ever do that. Never. I look to once a day. I'm looking for one, like the best trade for that day. What I think is the best trade for that day. Obviously, today, the best trade was the short. We just couldn't get it. It just didn't do what we expected it to do. That white line was to be our entry. You can see it did not get there. It just barely missed us. Just by a fraction. And this was where we would have taken profits. So this was our trade. That's it. And we do that every single day. We look for those types of moves. Not the liquidation, just we look to take trades at the operating ranges. Because that's where the money's made. That's where the easier money is made, is what I should say. And sometimes you get lucky and the operating range holds. The other night, Film Garden was asking me if we were taking this. I was watching the game. This is Monday night. I was not paying attention to this because I was watching the college national championship that ended up being an absolute blowout, a spectacle. The score was like 65-7. It was terrible. So I should have been watching price. But yeah, a bullish entry here would have stopped down there. It paid dividends. Dividends. It did good. But he asked me, are we watching this for support? And my answer to him was, it is holding for now. So, yeah, I am bullish. I am holding long positions. I don't know if he took the trade or not. I don't usually trade during the Asian session neither, because London session, I'm afraid, is going to stop me out. Just because over time, it's happened so many times where I get long or short, close the computer, go to bed, wake up, and then in the London session, there was a wick down below the low day, stopped me out, and then ended up going in the right direction. London session, sometimes usually sets the higher low day. The London session is really good for taking people out of trades. That's why I don't mess with the Asian session. If it's early in the session, then maybe I can get in and get out for a quick scalp. But typically I'm not gonna be looking for fresh positions then. The best time for me to trade is from 7 to 10 a.m. during the New York session. Because by then I have enough data to tell me whether or not market participants are looking for buys or sells. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up, since seeing how CPI is over and had such a nice day yesterday going into CPI. We pretty much knew today was going to be a profit-taking day. If you are still looking to get long, please understand you're buying the highest candle in this near-term uptrend. So you could be buying the top, but the price to watch moving forward is going to be 17,995. That is currently support. If you close an hourly candle under it, then that means your support did not hold, it broke. And there's probably a good chance you're going to see that continue throughout the day. So I wouldn't be trying to buy every hourly close. I would watch this one, and that's it. That's as much room as I would give it. If it doesn't work, it's not going to. Okay? Then we have to wait, tomorrow will be Friday. We'll look for opportunities tomorrow, but after that, the opportunity for the week is pretty much done. Look at that weekly candle. That is a nice expansion compared to what we've seen in the past few weeks. So the money has already been made for this week. So now we're going to be aiming towards trying to find the low of week next week for further upside. Could next week be a pullback week? Yeah, it could. But we'll be looking for buying opportunities. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for being here. There's 79 likes. There's 70 people in here. That means we have more likes than we have people. I love when that happens. Thank you guys for being here. That means you guys are the true OGs, the true Trade Talk community. Thank you so much for your time. All the rambling and everything you guys put up with. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. For Discord, obviously, I'll be around all day. If you need me, for the rest of you guys, we will see you Tuesday morning. Make sure you guys trade safe. Make sure you trade smart. And as always, happy trading, everybody.